Wallahi, I should be ashamed, should be embarrassed. You put the brick in my drain. Yeah, you're a scammer, bro. And all you're doing now, putting out that video, is tarnishing your own business. I hope it doesn't destroy your business, but yeah, you get what you asked for.
6.5 bags, 3 engineers and 10 hours. Let me break this down to you. Let's be clear about the agreement that was made on site. We never gave a fixed price 6.5 bags. We gave an hourly rate which was agreed because we didn't know the extent of how long the work would take due to 2 factors. Security. We're working in a jewelry shop late at night. Second, we need to investigate. We don't know how long it's gonna take. I also offered you an alternative solution. I told you we can come back in the morning, more prepared, it'll be a lot cheaper, but there's a risk your property may flood. And you said you want the job done tonight. Now let me explain the job to you guys. Let's talk about what we found when we arrived on site. This is the toilet that was back surging. As you can see, the toilet has been disconnected. There's water on the floor which has been mopped up. They have tried to fix it themselves but had no luck, hence why they called the professionals. That there is the waste pipe for the toilet. The water is meant to flow through there and go to the manhole. However, there's a blockage on this pipe run, which we found out to be a collapsed drain. When the upstairs flats decide to use their toilet, bath, shower, all the water will backflow out of this pipe here. First engineer, his job is to control the jetter on the street level. He has to make sure he delivers the pressure and the water supply that I need at the manhole while I'm jetting. Second engineer, myself. I am at this manhole investigating what the issue is and I started jetting. This is the moment when I saw bricks coming out of the manhole and I immediately realized we may have a collapsed drain on our hands. Now imagine if I never had the first engineer controlling the jetter on the street, I would have to insert the jetter into this manhole, go all the way back up the stairs, out the property, go to the jetter, put the pressure to where I want it, come back down, hoping that this jetter hose hasn't shot off somewhere and caused damage or hurt someone. If I never had the first engineer at the van, I would have to leave the van open, meaning I would come back to the van and my tools would have been stolen. A few hours later, we discovered there was another manhole. Where was the manhole? It was in the vault, safe, whatever you want to call it. I am not a jeweler. This is important. For us to operate, we have to follow safety procedures, which is down to the jewelry shop to put in place, which took them several hours to do so. Me and my team was dedicated to this job and we were still chargeable. This is normal in emergency call-out situations. The third engineer, his job was to work on this manhole and work with me simultaneously from one manhole to the other. This is me with the jetter hose, a rod over here, I'm assisting him. It's not safe to leave an engineer in a manhole like that on his own. This is some of the rubble and clay that the third engineer managed to extract from that manhole. This is the manhole which the third engineer was working from. What we can see here is there's a blocked interceptor. We know this is blocked because it's filling up with water and you can see all the UV dye that we used throughout our investigation built up over here. The fourth engineer was assisting us throughout the job as and when he was needed and we never charged for him. Just to summarize now, first engineer was at the jetter. Second engineer, myself, was between the toilet and the first manhole. And the third engineer was at the manhole in the vault. This job clearly isn't a one-man and a plunger drainage situation. Let's call other emergency drainage companies and see what their rates are.
This is plumbing medium.
We've been on hold for nearly 4 minutes. Just repeatedly hearing this again and again. Forget this lot. On to the next one. I'm gonna call this company. It's called Plumbers Pro. Let's see what their hourly rates are. Hopefully they answer.
Hello?
Hello, hi. We have a collapsed drain. The water was back surging through the toilet, but we just wanted to know what your hourly rates are.
Our hourly rates will be roughly between 300 to 350 per hour per engineer. Per engineer that's going to be at the property.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye. Okay, you heard that rate. Let's call Pimlico Plumbers.
Welcome to Pimlico Plumbers. As all our lines are currently busy, your call is being placed in a queue.
You know me, the phone
Please
rings.
hold and
Answer.
your call will be
Boom.
answered
What's the
as soon
postcode?
as possible.
Boom, boom, boom.
Call will be answered as soon as possible. Please continue to hold.
I think they must have loved the sound of the phone ringing. It's been nearly 10 minutes. No one's answered. My property would have flooded by now. This is why I open rapid response. Let's go on their website, see if we can find their rate. Daytime, we've got the same rates, but in the evening, we're a bit cheaper than them by £20. And at night time, they are £25 cheaper than us. Let's hang up on these lot. The property's flooded. And we're going to call another popular company, We Fix London.
Yes, we fix London.
Hi, I wanted to know your drainage rates
Yes, certainly. When are you thinking of having a visit, please?
at night time if possible.
At the weekend after midnight is £400 plus VAT per hour. So that is just for one engineer. If any additional people are needed, the second person, that's £375 for a plumber.
Per hour, yeah?
That's right, sir.
Are these like industry standard rates?
Other firms, even though they may claim to be 24 hours, they're not.
All right, thank you.
Thanks
Cheers,
ever so
take
much.
care. Good night.
Cheers,
Bye. Before I made this public and took it to the internet, I tried many times to resolve this privately. So I went to his shop. His staff members told me that he's at home and he's ill. I then contacted his business partner about 10 minutes later, who told me that he's on a plane. It wasn't adding up to me. I then reached out to one of his workers who was in contact with him and told him if nobody contacts me within 7 days, I will take this to the internet. By then, I had waited nearly 2 months. The response I got was, do whatever you want. So I posted the video. Since I have posted that video, communication has happened between us, but no resolution has been made. Rather, accusations have been made that I was the one who put the bricks there. I replied that all these accusations can be disproven very easily with evidence. He then told me he'll call me later. I never received any call. However, there was something I received. 1-star Google reviews from his workers and his associates and himself. So, it was claimed that I put the bricks there myself. Did you hire a drainage engineer or a bricklayer? This is CCTV footage of a brick in your drain. It is timestamped and dated. I'm guessing this is the brick that you accused me of planting. Let's follow the brick and see where it came from. This was the first sighting we had of the brick when we managed to retrieve it. This is where the collapsed drain is. There's a bend that goes to the right, and this side is where we're extracting the bricks from because your water flow is blocked over here. You can clearly see this is a collapsed drain. This is where your structural drainage problem occurred. This is a good video because I'm showing the brick and that's you standing right there. The camera is in the manhole and you still accuse me of putting the brick inside there. Please just clarify for me quickly. How did I put the brick in there? Please do explain. These facts are all documented and everything shown is evidence